Hello traders, how are we? Welcome to the live stream. You'll notice I've got a nice sunrise background today. I thought I'd change it, spice things up a little bit. Yeah, how are you guys? Hope you're having a good trading week. In the next 45 minutes, we are going to do the following. So we are going to give somebody a 5K funded challenge, courtesy of Blueberry Funded or E8 Markets, depending on where you are geographically. We're also going to take a look at some trades. There's just not much setting up, guys, right? We'll take a look at a couple of things that I'm interested in, but yeah, really nothing setting up at the moment. And obviously, guys, we're going to take all of your questions. So anything to do with trading, guys, don't be shy. Please come and ask it. There's no such thing as a silly question. And if you do ask a silly question, we will make a point of it to everyone. I'm only joking. There's no such thing. So yeah, if there's anything you want to look at, guys, currency pairs, commodities, indices, anything you want to take a look at, then yeah, please let me know. I have my coffee. You'll be glad to know. It's one of them kind of days where I need a little bit of coffee every 30 seconds. And for the 5K giveaway today, we're actually going to do a general knowledge quiz. So my quiz team that I am part of, which we do every Tuesday in the local pub, we won last night. So I've taken a few questions from there, added some other questions. So these will be your questions to see who wins the 5K. Let's say hello to a few people. I can see some people turning up. Luigi, hi, how are you? Path, hi. Jane, you Jane, me Tarzan, haven't done that for a while. Mr. Billionaire, loving the name. Niraj, hi. And Eugene, hi, how are you? Hope everyone is well. Offman, you have won. I message you, private message you on the Discord, Offman. So get in touch. You have won something. And Godwin, how are you, Godwin? Good to see you here. So let's start with a couple of things, guys. But like I say, there really isn't much setting up in the markets. I still like gold for a buying opportunity. Because, you know, if we look at the daily, we was in this downtrend and now we're back in this uptrend. But we're just not at any area of value, right? We're in an uptrend on the daily, right? Nice bullish candle that broke that level. And then if you look at the weekly as well, right, we're in an uptrend. We've had that pullback, and then we've had sort of like bullish wicks, a bit of an indecision bullish candle, right? And, you know, everything's telling me we can take price back up to these highs here, right? That would be my target. But if we drop down to the H4, this is the dilemma I have with gold. And also, guys, do you all like my background? Is it less busy than the background before? So this guy I was having a chat about YouTube and everything, and he's like, "Oh, make your background less noisy." I said, "Rightio, let's do a sunset." So that's what you're seeing today. But the predicament for gold is this, right? Now, there is a H4 level there. Fact, right? There is. Price has come up, it's tested it once, tested it again. There's also this very nice level through here. Now, you know, it's one thing picking a direction of a chart. It's another thing pinpointing your entry. Okay, and people are liking the background. Good. Less noisy, more peaceful, more zen. Yeah, I feel calmer already. Not that I wasn't very calm. Well, this coffee is a bit like rocket fuel, but I'm calm. Anyway, gold, right? Now, you know, would you be comfortable with taking a buy trade from here? And the answer's no for me, right? If we go to the daily, okay, now, look, I mean, things are flying. Okay. In an ideal world, I would like to see a pullback back to this level, right? And then we get a nice bullish reaction and we can come higher, okay, on the daily. But if you look at the H4, you have to bear in mind what that would look like. So that would actually be a H4 structure break, right? We're in this H4 uptrend. We're a little bit sideways. If we broke and come down to this level, I would then wait for a build up again of structure, right? And then we start buying once we break structure again, you know, and that would be a very nice setup. Okay, it's had a nice deep retrace to a really important level. That would be a very nice setup. But, right, sometimes the market doesn't come back down to here, right? So I would be willing to be more aggressive with this trade if the following happened. Because as you can see on the H4, it's not breaking these highs, right? It's not. It's sort of holding at that level. So if we got a candle that ended up doing this, right, then for me, that is a clear continuation of trend, right? Then I would be happy to trade it because this level has stopped being a selling level and buyers are back. And then at this point, guys, I would aim to buy here, you know, or potentially a bit of a retrace. And then my stop would have to go down here below this level. All right. Then you have to consider, do I have enough room? So they're the different scenarios I'm looking with gold. And the answer is yes. I mean, you have lots of room if you get a break of that high, right? You've got lots of room up here. But yeah, just nothing setting up right now, guys. Yeah, and okay, yeah, we'll look at this because Mr. Billionaire, okay, yeah, Mr. Billionaire says, I'm confused in US dollar pairs. Yes, I would agree. And this is part of the reason why there aren't many setups for me at the moment, right? Because if you look at the dollar index, right, and we go to the daily chart, we're in an uptrend. Okay, we're back at a nice level of what was resistance becomes some support. Get my teeth in. We're at our smart river, which is a area of support as well. So we've got like double whammy support in here. So that tells me that price could come back up to these highs, right? But looking at the weekly, look at that weekly candle. And it's at a huge psychological level. This 100 is a big psychological level for the US dollar. And we've had a big weekly rejection. So, if I did trade the dollar index, which I don't, I just wouldn't be trading it, right? Because you've got this daily uptrend, which suggests we want to buy. But then do you want to buy into this big weekly candle? Answers on a postcard, and on that postcard it should say, no, I bloody don't, right? So that is where the confusion of the dollar is, right? The dollar index is leading to all of this confusion across US dollar majors. Yeah, I mean, even euro US dollar, right, which is still potentially a sell trade. If we look at the daily, right, we're at a nice level still, okay? We're in this downtrend, right, and we're back at the smart river, right? And you can see price is holding on to these highs here. You can see all these wicks keep holding on to this level in here, right? But, like the dollar index was daily versus weekly, right? This is daily versus H4, because if you look at the H4, right, it's nothing but an uptrend, right? Again, we got a little bit of, like we've had, like I said with gold, we had this little bit of sideways action, but then bang, right? We got a big bullish candle breaking these highs. So Nothing is telling me to sell this. If anything, on the H4, I think this would be a nice buy trade back up to these highs, right? It would, especially if we get a nice bullish H4 candle here. Is at our smart river as well. But the daily is not telling us that, right? It's in a downtrend. We're getting resistance here. We're at a nice resistance level. Could it do this? So this confusion, Mr. Billionaire, you are right. You know, we're seeing it across the board, and it's not making the US dollar easy to trade. However, if we got a pullback on that gold trade, I would be buying it. So yeah, tricky at the moment, the US dollar pairs, guys. Right, while I have your attention, let me just play this vid, guys, and let me show you what I've been up to. All right, guys, real quick, before we continue, if you're watching this and you understand price action, but you can't stay consistent, you know the setups, but you keep giving back your gains, then listen up. On November 24th, I'm opening the protocol room. This is the exact system I use to trade every single day. The same approach that has made me a Forex analyst for investing.com. It's not another strategy. It's structure, strategy, risk and money management, and psychology, the three areas that give you a trading edge. And look, I'm only taking a small group because this isn't about cramming hundreds of people into a Discord and calling it mentorship. This is proper guidance, the kind that actually fixes the cycle of winning for 3 days straight, then blowing it all in one revenge trade. I've worked with traders who have had the exact same problem. They didn't need more chart analysis, they needed discipline, a system they could execute under pressure, whether they've just won or lost. The waitlist opens now and spots are limited. If you don't fix this now, you'll be having this same conversation in 6 months. Still inconsistent, still stuck in the same job. Don't let that be you. Links in the description. Sign up today. Now let's get back to the vid. There you go, guys. So yeah, if you're interested in that, the link is in the video description. Right, let's see what you guys want to talk about today. Because like I said, there's not a lot setting up. I am having a look at Euro Canadian dollar, just to share this one with you as well, guys, because this is still in this downtrend, right? We're getting lower highs, lower lows. And, you know, I'm still interested in this. We've got the weekly candle as well. You know, we've got a big bearish weekly candle. We've got this top wick rejection. I still think we can take Euro CAD back down to these lows here and this 16150 level. But if you look at the H4, right, it's a little bit scruffy, you know, because, you know, your job as a trader is to spot swing highs and swing lows. And these are all the swing highs and swing lows, right? This is where we're at. And it never broke that low. Right, all of these candles closed back above it, so we're getting higher highs. Yeah, these lows are holding, but we're seeing lower highs potentially. So it's a little bit tricky at the moment, Euro Canadian dollar. But again, you know, look at the candles: bearish, bearish, bearish. Little bit of indecision, but I think we can potentially take Euro CAD down to this 16200. You know, if not further. So yeah, that's what I am looking at. Right, let's have a look at a few questions. Prathish, hello, how are you? Raphael, I want to take a new long entry in gold. Where should I take it from, and where should be the stop loss if the TP is 4230? Raphael, at the start of the live stream, we've already gone through gold, and I explain this in detail. So please take a look at it. Stay with us on the live stream, but take a look at the start of the live stream. Mohammed, how are you, Mohammed? Pound Swiss franc, not Swiss franc pound. We trade pound Swiss franc. And obviously Swiss franc pound would be the opposite of this chart, identical. But let's have a look at pound Swiss franc. Okay, let's start with the daily chart. Now, Swiss franc has been stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? It really has. Swiss franc is like the strongest currency right now. Yeah. So, what are we seeing? Okay. So, even if we know the Swiss franc is strong, it doesn't necessarily mean we can get in on the trade, right? And this is a perfect example. So you can clearly see we're in this, I would say that we're in this downtrend, and we're kind of a little bit like this now, right? But we're in a downtrend with a bit of a range, okay? And yesterday's candle, super bearish, but do you want to start selling into all of these lows? There's no room there, okay? So it was a no trade for me for that simple reason. We're in a downtrend. I want to sell, big bearish candle, but it's just no room. There is support there. Now, how today has played out, I mean, this is just sailing through this support here, okay? Which is unusual, right? If you have a support level, there's normally some buyers at that level, but this has just sailed through it. So potentially, right, if we get this candle and it finishes like this and it's broken all of these lows, then that is clearly a continuation of trend, right? We're in a sideways action and then we've broken the lows. That is a continuation of trend pattern, right? You could say this is a flag. My God, let me draw that line again, right? You could say this is a bit of a flag pattern, right? But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you know the names of all the patterns or not. To be honest with you, it's irrelevant. What you need to know is, has it broken structure? Is it a continuation of trend? And the answer is yes, right? If this candle finishes like this. And then I'd go to the weekly, right? I'd be like, right, do I want to keep selling this? But again, a little bit oversold, right? Do you really want to start selling in here? It's had quite a sell-off. It's not filling me with confidence to take this trade, even if we did end up with a candle like this. Things are a little overextended. So pound Swiss franc, ultimately, I'm not keen on trading. And let's see what this candle does, right? You might get a wick that ends up looking like this, right? And you end up with a candle that looks like that. And it closes back in these lows. Then it's definitely not a trade anyway. So let's see. In tomorrow's live stream, someone remind me, pound Swiss franc. We'll see how this finished and how we could potentially trade it. So yeah, nothing there for me, Mohammed. Yeah, like I say, guys, not a lot setting up today. So I think Path wants to look at Aussie dollar Swiss franc. Okay, we'll do that very shortly. But what we're going to do, guys, we are going to play a quiz for the 5K challenge. Woo! Right. So are you ready, guys? We're going to play it early. What the hell? There's not a lot going on the charts. Let's see if you guys can win this 5K challenge, courtesy of Blueberry Funded or E8 Markets. Before we play, guys, also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, please go join our Discord channel in the middle there, above my head. We have a free Discord channel. It's free. We've got a great trading community. We've got loads of traders sharing knowledge, ideas, having a chit chat. So come join that. Also, please check out our website, www.simply-forex.com, if you want access to all of our premium trading education. And also, guys, it's such a good promotion, right? Even if you are a current Pepperstone client, get in touch, right? But right now, if you sign up with Pepperstone using our link, we will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy, right? Free. And we'll give you a free Essential Trading View subscription. So what are you waiting for, guys? Sign up with Pepperstone today using our link. All the information that I just spoke about is in the video description. Right, with no further ado, let's play a quiz. So I've got some quiz questions. All I want you to do is I'm going to give you the quiz question and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer it. And you just need to put your answer in the live chat. Okay, I've got 10 questions in total. We might do less than that, right? We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to give you one question at a time and you just put your answer in the live chat and we can keep an eye on your answers. Also, guys, you're going to have to keep your own score, right? We'll see your answers come up on the screen, but you're going to have to keep your own score. Everybody understand? I hope so. Let's do it. So question number one is going to appear on your screen very soon. Here we go. Here is your first question. So you've got 30 seconds to answer, guys. That's your first question. Which country, let me do that again. Which country has the most natural lakes in the world? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer. Why not do a quiz? There's not a lot going on in the charts, so let's do it. Okay, I'm not keeping a timer, but you've got 30 seconds, guys. No Googling. Otherwise, the editor will come round and chop off your fingers. Right, you've had 30 seconds. The next one is, bear with me, guys, so I am copying and pasting and probably could do this a little bit easier. Next question, are you ready? What's the only metal that's liquid at room temperature? You should all get this one. If anyone's tuned in for the first time and thinking, what the hell is going on here? We are doing a quiz. There's not a lot of setups, guys, in the markets. And we also have a $5,000 funded challenge to give away. So we thought we would do a quiz. All right. I'm seeing some good answers coming in. Okay. Next one. Okay, this is an interesting one. Who knows about space? Which planet has the shortest day, as in the fastest rotation? Obviously, Earth takes 24 hours roughly, yeah, to rotate once. That's a day. But what planet has the shortest day? Which planet has the shortest day? I like this. Wake Halil says space is fake. Yes, I love space. Honestly, I've got some really good space facts. I don't want to bore you all too much with it. Right. Somebody's put Pluto. Pluto is not a planet anymore. Or it's a dwarf planet. Okay, next one, guys. Are you ready? Here we go. Next question. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? We do it all on this channel, guys. We do quizzes, we do trading. I just enjoy feeling like a game show host, to be quite honest. Remember, write down all your score, write down your answers, guys, right? You've got to remember your own answers. I'll give you the answers at the end, and then you just tell me your score at the end. No cheating, otherwise the editor will be around your house. Okay, a couple of good answers in there. Right, next one. Here we go. And guys, please don't forget to get your trading questions to me after the quiz. This is a trading show, believe it or not. Live stream even. Okay, next one. Which country invented paper? Which country invented paper? This was one of the questions in the quiz, guys. I didn't get this right. Guys, who's enjoying the quiz? I hope you all are. If there's nothing in the markets going on, there's not much else we can do. Okay, got some good answers in there. Right, here we go. We're gonna forget. No, let's do this one. Right, here we go. Next one. What language has the most native speakers in the world? Which language has the most native speakers in the world? I can't remember the name of it, but I actually am a subscriber of this YouTube channel that does quizzes. And when we do a dinner party or something like that round our place, I always insist that we do a quiz. People have stopped coming round. They're like, Tom, we don't want to do another quiz. You're boring us to death. So this is why I'm doing it here. Okay. We got some answers coming in there. We have got 1, 2, 3 more questions left to see who wins the $5,000 funded challenge. Here is the next one. Are you ready? Here we go. I'll put it on in the black bit, right? What year did World War II end? What year did World War II end? If you're not in Europe, you're probably thinking, I don't care when it ended. Okay. That was a popular question with everyone, that one. Okay, everyone knows their history. All right. Next question, guys. Okay, remember, don't forget to write down your answers because I'm gonna give you the answers in a minute and you can mark your own quiz. You can't really give it to a partner because you're probably not that close to each other. Right, which element has the chemical symbol K? Let me move that over a bit. Which element has the chemical symbol K? I knew this one. I like a bit of periodic table quizzing. I was always quite good at math and science, and I was shit at English and English literature and stuff like that. Who wants to read books anyway? Okay. All right. So again, some pretty good answers in there. Right, guys. This is an interesting question. Are you ready? This is going to be the last question. Okay, here we go. What is the only food that never spoils? Sounds like a joke, doesn't it? It's not a joke. It's a genuine quiz question. What is the only food that never spoils? I'm going to have a sip of coffee while you... Oh, good answers. I guess it depends on the quality of it as well. You know, you can get that real... Yeah, I won't give too much away. Fergal Sharky's in there. Cahill is in there. Okay. Right then, guys. So I assume you've got all of your answers written down. If anyone has just joined the live stream, you're thinking, why are we not talking about trading? Because there's not much going on in the markets, right? We will go back and take all of your quiz questions, though, very shortly. So get them ready for me. Right. Are you ready? Mark your own answers. Which country has the most natural lakes in the world? That is Canada. I saw a few of you get the right answer. Well done. So number one is Canada. What's the only metal that's liquid at room temperature? That is mercury. If you think of a thermometer, right, that has mercury in and it moves, right? So mercury. Number three, which planet has the shortest day? And I think it's just the biggest planet has the shortest day. So that is Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter has the shortest day. Right. I knew that one, just saying. I also know this next one. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize? Oh, sorry, not a Nobel Peace Prize, a Nobel Prize. Because a Nobel Prize can be for science, for peace, for literature, whatever. So who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? That was Mary Curie. Because didn't she done the X-ray, right? A Polish woman, friends with Albert Einstein, and created the X-ray. So give yourself a point, guys, right? Remember, keep your own scores. I didn't know this one, right? What did I put? I think I said India. Which country invented paper? Right? The answer is China. There you go. I don't think everyone put that one, but the answer is China. Remember, keep your own score. What language has the most native speakers in the world? And you have to be quite specific here, guys. You can't just say Chinese. So Mandarin, right? So Mandarin, which is spoken in China, right, is the most spoken language in the world, right? Just because there's so many Chinese, right? So yeah, Mandarin. Next one. What year did World War II end? I think everyone got this right. 1945. All right, so give yourself a point if you got that right. 1945. Next one was which element has the chemical symbol K? So my daughter loves a banana, and that is full of potassium, right? So K is potassium. And the last one, what is the only food that never spoils? That is honey. Okay, so honey never spoils. So that is the end of the quiz, guys. If everyone could please tally up their scores and send them over to me. I'm going to start putting your name in my wheel of names. Right. Okay, right. So we've got path. We have got Nero. We have got Niraj. We have got, anybody else get 9 out of 9? Iran. Anyone else? Okay. But guys, well done, right? Some good answers there. You can be part of my pub quiz team if you want. So here we go, guys. These are the people who got 9 out of 9. Well done. You have very good general knowledge. I hope you didn't use Google. Otherwise, the editor will break your fingers. So that was a bit aggressive. So here is I just love spinning this wheel. Here we go, guys. We are going to find out the winner for the 5K funded challenge. Here we go. Let's spin it. Nero, you are this or today's winner. Please DM me and I will arrange for your 5K funded challenge courtesy of Blueberry Funded or E8 Markets. All right. So, yeah, well done, Nero. Right, guys, let me remove all of these. Actually, I can do this later, guys. Now, back to trading, guys. Has anyone got any questions for me? And also, guys, what I want to point out now is, so as part of my YouTube channel, okay, I am basically testing some of the most watched, some of the most viewed, some of the strategies with the highest win percentages on YouTube, right? And I am going to test them, all right? I'm going to test them in the live market with real trades, you know, only small trades, guys, right? I'm not going to trade it on my proper live account, right? But just so we can test the strategy. And it's actually called will it hold up or blow up, right? So at literally 15 minutes after this live stream, guys, I test a strategy and it ended up having like a 64% win rate. So go check that one out. And we're going to do this every Wednesday. I'm going to come out with a strategy that's perhaps done, you know, pretty well and has, you know, been back tested by us. And sometimes we make some tweaks to the strategy as well. So yeah, go check that out, guys. That will come on 15 minutes after the live stream. Yeah, and the previous week, there's a really nice strategy that we're tweaking and working with. And I'll share this strategy in the Discord, guys. So if you're not a member of the Discord, come join it. I will start sharing all the tweaks to these strategies in the free Discord. Right, Eugene. Eugene is a supporter of the channel. So Eugene, you will get answered first. And guys, you can also become a supporter of the channel. Go check it out. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Yeah, it's so at the start, or Mr. Billionaire pointed it out, right? That, you know, the US dollar is confused. We looked at the dollar index, we looked at Euro US dollar. There's lots of contradictory information at the moment. Now, if we just look at trend, right, we are in, so we did get this kind of sideways action, right? So you could say we're in an uptrend, right? We broke these highs, we're getting higher highs, these lows have held, right? You could also say, you know, ultimately this is the trend. This would be more the weekly trend, right? So that's not totally clear to me. All right. Now, let's take a quick look at the weekly just to sort of make sense of that. Because yeah, there you can see, guys, right? You can see we was in this weekly uptrend, and now we're kind of like this, right? This is where we're at. So we are in a downtrend on the weekly, and we have, you know, a big wick rejection and this bearish-ish candle. It's not totally convincing to start selling this lower, right? If we go to the day chart, there's nothing telling us to sell it at the moment, right? You've got bullish candle, indecision, and so far today is a bullish candle, right? So, you know, if I had to trade this, I would say we could take price to this next resistance level, right? But I don't have to trade it. It's very contradictory, and it's the same with all US dollar pairs, right? I mean, if you looked at the H4, yes, we're in an uptrend, but we've kind of stopped making higher highs again. So the H4 here is ranging. So this is interesting, right? Because this is basically a perfect representation of the confusion, right? Or the lack of direction. So I would trade it like this, right? We've had some consolidation here. If we get a nice big bullish green candle that does this and breaks out of these highs, and even that candle's high there, I think we can come up to this next area of resistance. And alternatively, if we end up getting something like this and then we get a break of these lows, I think potentially we have a nice sell trade, right? Down to these lows, if not a bit further. So I would on this occasion, I would let the H4 direct me here, right? You know, because that's pretty much 2 days, right? When did we hit this level? So Monday, yeah, to Wednesday. This is like literally 2 days of basically the market saying, I don't know what to do with it. So let's get a break either way, and then potentially we have a trade. So yeah, it's a tricky one, as with all Aussie dollar, US dollar pairs. Right, we've got another question here from Nero. What do you think is an ideal time frame to trade a prop firm challenge without passing before it becomes too long and starts to feel like a waste of time, for example, around 3 months? Yeah, it's a good question, Nero. I mean, I've never traded a prop firm, right? We've partnered up with a few prop firms that we find that are paired up with a broker, right? So, but back to your question, I mean, it's a good question. Because, you know, if you're spending 3 months trying to pass a prop firm challenge, and then you do, but then you get a payout of, I don't know, like $1,000, then you're basically getting just over $300 a month, right? Which isn't, you know, if it's just extra income you want, then okay, that's not too bad, right? It's a bit of extra income. But if you're trading full time, that's not very livable. So yeah, it depends on the size of the account you're trading, right? And the frequency of your payouts, and that ultimately is decided by the quality of your trading. Now, with a prop firm, you probably want a strategy that is quite aggressive and gives you a reasonable frequency of trades. There's no point you know, being a swing trader almost, right? You get 1 trade a week. Because, you know, let's say 1 week you hit target, the next week you hit your stop loss. You know, you're going to be there forever passing a prop firm. So I would go down to the lower time frames, right? The H4 is preferable for me. And look at a strategy that is based around price action, because all the good robust strategies are, and find a strategy that gives you a certain frequency of trades, right? Because ultimately you want to know with a prop firm, you know, right, I lose 1%, but next day I make 2%. I lose 1%, the next day I make 3%. I lose 1%, you know, but you're going to be up in a week. So yeah, you know, it's all about the frequency of trades. And I'd also say, if you can squeeze out as much risk to reward as possible, right? You want a strategy that gives you a nice risk to reward, because that allows you to be a bit aggressive, right? Because you could put, I don't know what some of the parameters are, but you know, like you have 4% drawdown for the day, but you know, yeah, to be honest with you, it just matters about you being profitable or not, and you finding a strategy that suits you. And actually, guys, this is, you know, one of the things we're going to talk about in the protocol room. So if you haven't signed up for the wait list, please do. The links in the video description. So yeah, it's a tricky question, Nero, but ultimately you have to have a strategy that makes you profit over the long term, right? All right, guys. So yeah, I've just noticed the time. We've run out of time. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. And yeah, we'll do the same again tomorrow. May not do a quiz tomorrow, guys. It depends how much is setting up in the markets, right? If we're getting a lot of setups, we can sort of look at them, take some trades. Maybe we're in some trades, but today, not a lot going on. So guys, have a great rest of your trading day. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Join our Discord, check out the website, check out the Pepperstone promotion, and I'll see you tomorrow.